तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। वंदे गुरोर मंडलम। Shivoham. Welcome to the series of talks on Shiv Swarodaya. Shiv Swarodaya is an ancient Tantric text that is a compilation of the dialogues between Lord Shiva and Ma Parvati. The benefits of this divine science are not limited to spiritual growth. Rather, its mastery presents the sadhak with immense material success as well. Swar Yog demands a certain amount of discipline and dedication from the sadhak. So, if you are interested in Swar Yog, you should be ready to devote a fair amount of time and energy. Alright, we have discussed 76 verses of this text so far. Therefore, if you are watching this as one of your first video here, I advise you to watch the related videos from the beginning for better understanding. The link to the playlist is provided in the description box for your easy access. I will discuss 4 verses in which some special rules of Swar Yoga are revealed. Every sadhak should keep these rules in mind. So let's move to today's first verse, the 77th verse. It says, Shukla Pakshe Dvitya Ya Marke Vahati Chandramaha Drishyate Labadha Punsam Somye Sonkyam Prajayate. It means on the second day of Shukla Paksh. If lunar swar flows instead of solar swar, then it is beneficial. One experiences happiness and pleasure throughout the flow of lunar swar. This verse is specifically talking about the second day of bright half. It is called Dvitya Tithi of Shukla Paksh. As you have understood by now that the flow of swar follows a certain pattern according to which you can know at what time of the day which swar should flow. At Shakti Multiversity, we provide a Swar calendar to all our Swar Yog students. It can be seen there in the calendar that ideally the Swar changes every hour of the day. According to this verse, on the second day of Shukla Paksh, if the lunar Swar flows instead of solar Swar, it indicates positive time. It means in those times where the solar swar should have been flowing according to the standard pattern, if lunar swar starts flowing, then it is considered good and beneficial. In a general, a person may feel happy and enjoy life in such moments. The next verse, that is 78th verse, states, Suryodaye yada suryah Chandrah Chandrodaye bhavet Siddhyanti Sarvakaryani Diva Ratri Gatanyapi. It means if solar swar flows on sunrise and lunar swar flows right at the time of moonrise, then all the works that are done will be successful. As you will recall from previous lectures that during certain days or tithis, the lunar swar will be flowing during the sunrise time. In the same way, on other days, solar swar should be active on sunrise. This verse establishes that in Swar Yoga, the sunrise and moonrise both have equal importance. The day when solar swar is active during sunrise and lunar swar is active during moonrise is considered auspicious. Most of the calendars have the local time of sunrise and there is not much problem in locating that over different apps. Further, moonrise is the time when the upper edge of the moon's disk touches the horizon. If you have had keen interest and observed the moonrise, you would have noticed that about 50 minutes are added each day to the previous day's moonrise timings. You would also notice that there will be days when moonrise and sunrise are just a few minutes apart from each other. As I said, Swar Yoga requires its practitioner to be aware and alert. So if you keep a check on both sunrise and moonrise swar, you will be better equipped to plan your day. This awareness shall help you to understand even the outcome of the projects planned for the day. Moving on to the next verse, the 79th verse. It states, Chandra kale yada suryah Chandrah Suryodaye bhavet Udveg kalho hanihi Shubham sarvam nivaryet. It means that during moonrise, if a solar swar is active, and during sunrise, lunar swar is active, then it is not considered good. There can be tensions, conflicts, and loss. In our previous lectures so far, we have seen that there is no rule for specific swar to flow during the moonrise timings. A practitioner has been instructed to observe the swar with respect to the sunrise. We have also learned specific instructions that are to be used while calculating our sunrise swar on a particular lunar date. So the sunrise swar will always be according to the rule of the tithis, and only change happening in moonrise swar should be taken in accord here. This verse, when read in conjunction with the previous verse, will once more reaffirm the importance of swar flowing at the time of moonrise. Some people have requested me to cover the calculations and formulas to know the sunrise and moonrise time. I must tell them that all calculations are possible to learn, but it is a really cumbersome process. Luckily in India, we have two major astrological centers, Kashi, that is Varanasi, and Ujjain, where great astrological lineages have been doing these calculations for centuries. These reputed scholars in the service of humanity publish their Panchangs every year. I recommend you to get any of these Panchangs and follow it. It will be easier. In my advanced Swar Yog Diksha, I teach the Panchang reading to interested students. If you do not have access to the physical Panchang and don't know how to read them, no problem. Take help of any app of Panchang on your mobile to ascertain every day's Var, Tithi, Nakshatra, Sunrise, Moonrise, Karan and Yog timings. It is the best option. Finally, let's take up today's last verse, that is 80th verse. It says, Suryasya vahe pravdanti vignya jnanam hayagamyasya tu nishchayen Shvasen yuktasya tu sheet rashmehe pravah kale phalmanyatha syat. Its meaning is, during the flow of solar swar, one can gain knowledge about inaccessible things, while under the flow of lunar swar, the results are reversed, so says the wise. In this verse, Lord Shiva says that the knowledge of occult sciences, spiritual principles, Tantric wisdom and other secret processes is best attempted when one's solar swar is active. In solar swar, if one tries to learn these things, one will always be successful. However, if you take up such tasks in lunar swar, you may have to try too hard, and even then success is not guaranteed. In a nutshell, today we have seen that swar principles are dependent on moon energies equally. It also means the serious and sincere practitioner of Swar Yog will not just follow the rules superficially of solar swar and lunar swar. Instead, will use all this knowledge to refine and reconsider the auspiciousness factor based on this additional wisdom that we discussed. That's all for today. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to the divine sitting in your hearts. Shivoham.